Hi everyone, it's Marcy here. I'm just going to make sure I am live here. Okay, I think I have it set up. I think you can see me. Yeah, so I am super happy to be here with you today. It is a snowy day here in southwestern Ontario, and my lights are shining in my eyes. Let me just fix that. Okay, I have had a very busy, fun week. Last week, or was it the beginning of the week, Brad and I booked our flights for Greece. So the Stampin' Up! Incentive trip, so that super exciting. It's become more real now that we have our flights actually booked. We are flying into Rome on Thursday, July the 4th. We fly out of Toronto on Wednesday the 3rd. So we'll have 2.5 days to explore Rome. The Vatican is my number one place to go. So we're going to do some booking ahead of time. So we had that. Today is my Creating Kindness Design Team blog and video hop. So if you want to go over to my YouTube channel, Marcy Denning, the video is there. This is the card that I did for that design team. So there's quite a few members on our design team from all over the world. So we go the first Thursday of every month. We are live with our blog and video hop. Not everybody does a video every month to go along with their projects, but as I'm trying to grow my business, I'm still very small in the business world, so not a lot of people know who I am. So the way to get my name out there and get more people to know me is to make sure that I participate in every video hop that I can for our design team. So that is, check that out. Like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Please leave me a comment when you're over there. With my Facebook, please like, comment, and share. I always say sharing is caring. And last week, I had some shares and comments and likes. Now, when you share my video, please leave me a comment in the comments saying that you shared it. If your privacy settings are set to a specific level, I don't know who you are. It just shows me that you have shared, so I can't enter you into the draw. Now, only Canadians can win product from me. I cannot send product across the border or overseas. If you happen to be one of my followers that shares or comments and is not a Canadian citizen living in Canada, I will be happy to send you a homemade card. But this past week, my two winners were Stephanie won the Delicate White Doilies here. And Stephanie is a team member of mine. And we have our Sassy social Christmas party this Sunday. So I will get those to her then. And Anne-Marie is the winner of the Glitter and Clear Epoxy Shapes. So I will get Anne-Marie's mailing address. I believe I have it. She has won before previously, so I will send this to her. What else? So this week, sharing is caring. If you share my video, my post here, you're going to be entered into a draw to win the Touches of Nature elements. These are wood elements that you can color with your markers, or you can just leave them as is. The other side is a wood This is a vanilla white color, so depending on what your project is requiring. So this is for sharing my video, and for commenting, I have the birthday mini binder clips. Can you tell I've been going through my stash of retired products? These were in last year's occasions catalog. So these are fun little binder clips. So this is for commenting. So that is the prizes for today's video. What else do I have for you today? My occasions and celebration catalog will be arriving very soon. So if you don't have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you would like a copy of these, please comment below or private message me. Give me your mailing address so I can pop these into the mail for you by the end of next week, so that you'll have them over the Christmas break for some fabulous Christmas downtime reading. So both of these are jam-packed with inspiration and fabulous product and projects that I know that you're going to love. So if you have purchased from me within the last 6 months, you are automatically going to be getting one of these from me. If not, please send me a message that you would like one of these, and I would be more than happy to mail one out to you. What else? I have I'm just looking here, my Creative Escape. I am 3/4 of the way full. This is my 3rd annual Creative Escape that I hold the last Saturday in January. Like I said, I am 3/4 of the way full. I cap it at 30 people. So if you want to get in on this fun day, then please contact me right away to sign up. I am also doing a class. I had put in my newsletter that went out. I'm doing a class with it. So my project kit that if you sign up for will be arriving tomorrow. I FedExed my pre-order because I wanted it as soon as possible to get working on it. So I will create the 4 different cards that are in this project kit, and I will post photos of them so that way you know what it is you're signing up for if you don't have your catalog yet. The project kit I am offering is $37 and shipping, and tax. I am paying the shipping, so it works out to, it's $42. You get 16 cards, and it works out to $2.65 a card. They are beautiful cards, and you can't buy a card at the dollar store this gorgeous. So it is going to be part of the day if you choose. So that is an extra add-on. And another reason that I FedExed my order, besides the fact that I was born without patience, is I am going to be offering my very first product share. I have never done this before, but in an effort to grow my business and reach more people and offer more what people are looking for, I'm going to be doing a paper share, a ribbon share, and an embellishment share. So stay tuned for details for that. I have everything arriving tomorrow, so I will be measuring and cutting and figuring out all of the details, and I will be sending out information on that very soon. Right now we have the year-end closeout going on. So this is while supplies last only. So if there's something on here that you want, I would suggest that you don't delay. You order it right away. Things are from 10 to 50% off. I know I placed an order first thing this morning for some of my class ladies from last night that had wish lists from it. So please, if there's something that you want, if I'm not your demonstrator, if you have another demonstrator or you are a demonstrator, place your orders right away so that you're not disappointed. There's nothing more frustrating than waiting to put in your order and then finding out the product you really wanted is gone. So to avoid that, just get your orders together and get them in right away. I have a class next Tuesday night that is, I've called it Home Decor. I will be posting it as an event on my Facebook page in a few moments after this is done. I've been so busy I didn't get a chance to do it yet. So I have a few spots left for it, so I'm just reaching forward. So in this class, you're going to make a desktop calendar for next year. It is $15 for the class. So this here is brand new Celebration product. This is Celebration Designer Series paper. Celebration that starts January 3rd. When you spend $60, you get to pick an item for free, and this paper is part of that. It is gorgeous. This black and silver metallic ribbon is part of the Geared Up Garage suite of products in the Occasions catalog. This gingham Gala Designer Series paper is part of the Occasions catalog, and this butterfly and the sentiment is also from the Occasions catalog. So this thing here is all brand new product that's coming out, so you can get to play with this way early, as this is part of next week's class. Now your colors might be slightly different because this paper is ombre. So just be aware of that. So that is next Tuesday at 7 o'clock or at 1 o'clock if you're an afternoon person. That's that. And then I've got also this home tabletop or shelf decoration. The frame is not included. I'm going to show you how to extend your embossing folders. The embossing folder is 6 inches in length, whereas this here is 7 inches. So I'm going to show you how to do that. And we're going to make this pretty fun winter decoration for your home. You could easily take this snowflake off and put a flower or a butterfly or anything like that. We'll talk about different ways to incorporate it to different seasons. So again, this is next Tuesday at 1 p.m. or 7 p.m. right here in my home. And please message me if you would like to take part in that. The deadline is on Sunday, so I have time to prepare for it. Sunday afternoon is my team Christmas party, so it'll be Sunday evening that I get to start getting everything sorted and ready to go. So that is all of the news. I'm just putting this out of the way. All the news that I have to share with you today. So let us flip you around and let's get crafting. I have to say too that the Occasions catalog, if you are a demonstrator, you get to pre-order now, a full month before it goes live to customers. But if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you can add those products as part of your starter kit. So in Ontario, we are $135, no tax, no shipping, and you get to choose $165 worth of product. And then from then on, every purchase you make is a 20% minimum discount on your further purchases. And then once you're a demonstrator, any further purchases you make, you will earn Celebration rewards. You don't get them on your starter kit, but you are getting $165 worth of product for only $135, and that's no tax and no shipping in Ontario. I don't know exactly what the rules are in the other provinces. You can be anywhere in Canada and be part of my team. I'm just not sure if all provinces offer no tax and no shipping. But I know for a fact that Ontario does. I'm always looking for new people to start their creative journey with me. It doesn't matter if you just are a happy shopper who likes to get their products at a discount, or if you want something more. It's whatever works for you. So anyway, let's flip you around and get started on today's project. I'm going to cover you up. So okay, and now I see my lighting is way off here. Let's just move my lamps down a bit. Please say hi when you stop in. I'm not showing any comments at all. So, let's see here. It is not a bright day, so my lighting is kind of yucky. I do apologize for that. Let's move this up a bit. So this is the card that we are going to be creating today, and it uses the gorgeous Winter Woods stamp set and the Into the Woods framelits dies. Now, right now in the holiday catalog, they can be found on page, I'm just flipping it open here, on page 27. And for the bundle, they are $68.25 for the clear mount. This, I can tell you, is carrying over into the next year, but not as a bundle. So you are going to pay full price for each of these. When you buy it as a bundle, you save 10%. So let's see, the price of the stamp is, so the stamp alone is $31, and the framelits are $45. So if you were to wait until after January 3rd, you're to decide then, oh, I really do like that stamp set and those coordinating dies, you're going to pay full price. So I highly suggest, if you haven't gotten this yet and you really do like it, then you should be purchasing it now when you can get it at a discount. So that is my little spiel for right now. Okay, so this card here, I'm looking around and I am not seeing my corrugated embossing folder. I'm not sure where, here it is. I tucked it away back on the shelf. So yesterday, one of my class ladies is not really familiar with the Big Shot. So I thought I better do everything with the Big Shot today to show you, in case you are a fairly new crafter and are not familiar with what everything the Big Shot does. So I'm going to bring it over. Now, I've had my Big Shot forever. It is my most used tool. I absolutely love it, and I don't know what I would do without it. So but I guess I took it for granted that everybody would know about Big Shot. And yesterday I discovered that not everybody does. So because I'm using the an embossing folder, it has a different platform base that you use. So this is just the regular Big Shot platform. And because this is a dynamic, meaning it is thicker, you only need the one plate. You don't need two because of the thickness. So I'm going to grab over here my little pile of things, my soft suede cardstock, and I've got a Stampin' Spritzer that's just filled with water. And off camera here, I am just going to give it a little spritz. This helps soften those fibers. You can see there's not too much. There's a few big drops there, but that's okay. Sometimes, because the impression is so deep, it will crack your paper or rip it. So by using the, I'm just trying to make sure that this is good and straight. You don't want crooked corrugated lines. By using your mister, your Stampin' Spritzer, and a little touch of water, you are going to soften those fibers and eliminate that risk. So, okay, I've got it lined up, so I hope, and so I'm just going to carefully place it in here and go slowly so that I don't jiggle you. All right. My desk is kind of full today of all kinds of stuff, so I'm going to pull this out of the way. And there you see, let's just move this out of the way. All right, so because of the shape of this, it shrinks your paper, it shortens it in the length. So because you have wet, just misting does wet it enough, you can then take and spread that out just by gently rubbing your hand over it, and it's going to stretch it out that little bit more. Let me just bring in my base here so that you can see how much shorter it is when it was cut, so that it was 1/8 of an inch smaller all four sides. So just going to bring that out just a bit more. It's not going to be perfect because it still has all those ridges, which affects the width of it. Okay, so next, I'm going to set this aside just for a moment. And I'm going to bring in my Stamparatus. So I'm using the birch tree, and move this stuff. I have my marker case is sitting on top of my Archon base so that it doesn't tip. So I find that putting the stamp case underneath my plate is going to give me that extra lift there, so that when I'm stamping, inking it up, it's got something up against it. So I have placed my cardstock that I've cut on my grid paper, and I have little, from my mechanical pencil, I have little lines, even though it's got the, I'm using my one magnet, I want to make sure that it's not going to shift at all. So I'm just going to place this I know that there is a bit of a gap there where the stamp ends, so I'm going to place this looking at my grid paper. I guess I should stand up for this because I can see that it's slightly there. I'm going to place it so that my birch trees are straight up and down on my paper, and then flip my lid, the hinge over. Use some pressure, high die, to pick up that stamp, and then flip it back. And then my colors for today are soft suede and crumb cake. So I'm going to take my crumb cake and I'm just going to ink this up, flip it over, nice even pressure. Okay, and then I'm going to lift straight up and move it over a notch, put it back in, ink that up. And I'm just going to keep repeating the process, moving over one notch each time until I get to the end of my cardstock here. Okay, now I'm getting close to the side here, so I'm going to take my magnet and just move it over to this corner here, and then lift up. Do you have your Christmas tree up yet? We don't even have ours. We get a real tree. I like a real tree. I love the smell. Yes, it's messy, but I'm okay with that. I don't mind the mess. It's worth it to me, and because we have hardwood, it's easy to sweep it up. My only concern this year is Danielle is home from Toronto, and her cat Marshall is a maniac, to say the least. He climbs on everything. Now, I'm not sure if that's going to hit the edge or not, so I'm just going to go one more time. Yeah, so I'm afraid of my tree, what's going to happen. This boy who sleeps all afternoon caught just the very, very edge of it, but that's okay. So I'm just going to pop that back down in, move that, and set this aside over here. Okay, close this up. Okay, so now I am bringing in my, I don't know if you can see very well, I have painted on the sides of my birch trees. I have given them a little bit of glimmer, and I've also gone here on my corrugated background with it. But first, I really should not get ahead of myself. I'm going to die cut out my couple leaves from the Into the Woods with the vellum. So let's quickly bring this back in, and now I'm switching to the magnetic platform. And the magnetic platform holds all of your framelits. They're magnet. This is magnetized, so, and this is metal. So when you're using one of these, there is a raised cut side and the flat side. So you put it, I personally put it with the cutting side down. And as you can see, because this is magnetized, it's not going anywhere. So take my top plate, put it over it, and I'm going to do 2 of these. Yes, like I said earlier, I've had this for my Big Shot forever, so I take it for granted that everybody knows all about the Big Shot. And my class lady yesterday, she does not own a Big Shot, so she wanted to know a bit more about it. So I thought for today's Facebook Live, I should make sure that I go over the easy instructions and show exactly what you use your Big Shot for and why it is such a fabulous tool that everybody would benefit from owning in their stamping tool supplies. Okay, so I'm going to bring in a sponge dauber, my aqua painter that just has water in it, my corrugated piece, and my stamped piece. So my silicone mat is going to be perfect for doing this. So I'm taking my aqua painter here and I'm just giving a squeeze. And I'm getting a little bit of water on here because I really want this diluted. I don't want this full strength. So a little drop of water. Hi, Jay, how are you? Hi, Wendy. A little drop of water is going to help dilute this. And I'm just going to pick up my copper shimmer paint from the lid and I'm going to mix this in. And my aqua painter, I really should be purchasing some new ones. We use the same ones that I use in my craft room are the ones that are out in my classroom. So they get a lot of love. I do love to watercolor. So, okay, so I'm just going to touch it here to make sure there's not too much water. And I'm just going to, here and there on either side of the tree coming up it, I'm going to give just a hint of that copper shimmer. I think it just adds that little bit of wow. You don't need a whole lot. Move this to the side so that I don't put my finger. So if you can see that, see I'm just adding just a touch. You can go as heavy or as light as you want. I'm just, for interest's sake, I'm going to say. What time is it over there for you, Jay? Over in England. Jay is part of the Creating Kindness Design team. He's a member as well. I was telling them that today is our monthly blog and video hop. So I'm just going to flip that upside down so that I'm not getting my hand into it as I'm moving across. And Jay, you have cats. How old are they before they start to settle down? My daughter's cat, Marshall, he's just a year, so he is a wild man. He thinks everything is for climbing and playing with. I swear he thinks he's a dog. When somebody comes to the front door, the dogs, the two girls, they go running to the front door. Well, Marshall does too. He beats the girls down there. He's like, oh, somebody's here. I better go say hi as well. I swear he thinks that he's one of the girls. It's quite funny. Okay, so there I've added just a little bit of the copper shimmer paint to my card front there. And then I'm going to take a little bit here and just go around, and I don't care that it's going on the top, the front of my die cut leaf, it's okay. When I was trying to decide what kind of a card to create for today, I got to thinking, with all these happy cards, I happen to know of a couple families that are going to have a rough Christmas this year. This is going to be a rough one, as they've lost a father and husband. So I know a few families like that. So this kind of a card, I thought, to let them know that I'm thinking of them, that even though it's supposed to be a happy, fun time, sometimes the holidays are quite sad and stressful. So it's good to have a few of those type of cards on hand so that we can send our love and thoughts to those people as well. Okay, so now I'm taking my sponge dauber. As you can see, I reuse my sponge daubers. I don't have dedicated color ones, so I just take it to the sink and give it a wash, but they stain. So I'm going to take and dab it in there, and then I'm just going to dab off some of this, add a little bit of water so that it just lightens that up, and then I'm just going to it's just adding that little bit of interest to and sparkle. Come on, everybody who knows me knows I like my sparkle. Who am I kidding? So everything just looks better with that little bit of sparkle added to it. All right, so I'm just going to set this stuff off to the side so that I don't make a mess, don't put my hand in it or anything like that, and continue to make my card. Okay, so I have my thick Whisper White base. It's my cardstock of choice when creating my cards for my base. It's so much sturdier. I'm using my bone folder to burnish it. And because I only added a touch, this is basically dry. So I'm going to come in with a little bit of my liquid glue. I have some fun games planned for my party on Sunday. We played them last year and it was so much fun, a lot of laughs. Okay, so I'm just using my hand to stretch that out a smidge more. I don't know if you can see that it is moving a little bit, so that way I've got, and see there's no ink on my hands. So it's nice and dry because I didn't use a ton. A little goes a long way. Okay, so now I'm going to take and add some adhesive to this piece here. different side so that I make sure that I'm... All of the measurements will be on my blog on Saturday for today's card. And I will be uploading this to my YouTube channel as well. Okay. Put this across the front. See, just that little bit of copper just takes the card up a notch, I think. Okay, so for the next step, I'm going to set this aside. I'm going to bring in my Everyday Label Punch. It's quite banged up. It gets pulled in and out quite a bit. And some soft suede cardstock. Punch that. And let's do this before I stamp. See if I've made a mistake by doing that ahead of time. Usually I would stamp it and then punch it, but okay. So my Thinking of You This Season, I'm going to ink that up. I always flip it over to make sure that I have got even coverage on the back. And stand up. Hi, Carol. How are you? Yes, this is such an awesome stamp set with coordinating framelits. I am so thrilled that it is carrying over. Close that up. Okay, so now I'm going to cut this in half, and I'm going to add a little bit of glue on the back here. I find it easier to add the glue on the larger item and then adjust from there. Put that over to make sure that I'm getting it even on both sides. Okay, and then I need another silicone mat here, or another one out of my drawer. I've told you before how I love these, and I have quite a few of them. This one is a little dusty from my drawer. So I am going to take my snail, and I'm going to attach a little bit along the back here, and then I'm going to layer my leaves down how I think I'm going to want to have them poking out. And because I've got my adhesive at the back, I can easily pick that up just like that before I add any dimensionals to that. And then I can take this and see if I think, yeah, I think that I like that placement. It's a little lower than that one, but I'm okay with that. Now, my dimensionals. Use all of those little bits. You don't want to waste anything. Let's add one more. Okay, flip that over. Yes, this birch tree, this can be used for so many different occasions. All right, so I want this hanging down a smidge, so we're about there. And now I'm going to bring in one of my leaves trinkets. These are from the annual catalog. And I already have a bow tied here on my glue dots. Flip this over. I personally prefer the pokey doodle end. So I'm going to just take my bow and place it on the end of my leaf, and then I'm going to pick up a couple extra of these little mini glue dots and adjust that. Put that up in the corner here, and then I made my own little copper dots by switching out my end of my take your pick tool to the stylus end, and then I'm going to just reach. I love the corrugated folder as well, Carol. I use it a lot. So then I'm going to just take this and I am going to dip it into my shimmer paint, and I'm going to put a dot there, a dot there, and let's go a dot there. And then I'm just going to take a tissue and, oh my goodness, I've got FedEx here now. My delivery is a day early. Oh, there's Buffy barking. So there you have it. That is today's card. And see how easy it was to make your own copper little embellishments there. Now you just need to set this aside to let it dry, and it's good to go. I mean, this I created yesterday afternoon, and it is completely dry. They're not going to rub off on anything. So now I have 2 special cards to send to those 2 different families that I know are going to be going through a rough time, so that I can let them know that I am thinking of them. So thank you so much for stopping by today. I truly do appreciate it. Please share my video. And next Thursday is my daughter Danielle's birthday. My baby is going to be 24 years old. So I am not sure if I will be going live on Thursday or if I will switch it to Wednesday. We'll wait and see what the birthday girl has decided she wants to do for the day. So I will keep you posted. So thank you so much for stopping by, and I will see you next week. Have a great week, everybody. Bye-bye.